What a magnamazing Saturday morning it is. Today is 10/21/2023. And as I was doing my morning devotion, what came to me was, do you know your enemies? Luke 6:35 says, love your enemies, do good to them, lend to them without expecting to be repaid. Then your reward from heaven will be very great, and you will truly be acting as children of the Most High, for he is kind to those who are unthankful and wicked. Do you know the people in your life who are doing the best to block your blessings, all while smiling in your face or pretending to have your situation at the top of their priority list? Do you know your enemies? Matthew 5:44 says, but I say, love your enemies, pray for those who persecute you. See, once your enemies have been revealed to you and their lies have been exposed, pray for them. The Lord will take care of you. He is testing your faith and your patience. So I ask you, do you know your enemies? Ephesians 6:12 says, for we are not fighting against flesh and blood enemies, but against evil rulers and authorities of the unseen world, against mighty powers in the dark world, and against evil spirits in heavenly places. You see, our enemy's main goal is to turn us away from God's kingdom. This is why it's important to be suited with the armor of God, which you can read about in Ephesians 6:10 through 6:20, which will give you a few scriptures before and a few scriptures after. So again, I ask you, do you know your enemies? See, Romans 12:20 says, instead, if your enemies are hungry, feed them. If they are thirsty, give them something to drink. In doing this, you will heap burning coals of shame on their heads. And I leave you with this. See, we all have experienced God's grace. Grace is undeserved favor. So by feeding and giving your enemy something to drink, you are saying, I don't agree with your tactics. However, I recognize who you are, and I forgive you for trying to take advantage of me or for trying to halt the Lord's plans. You have to understand. See, the Lord may have sent you as the blessing for the enemy. You may have been the tuition for school for your enemy's children. You may have been their new car. You may have been their bigger house. You may have been their connection to a doctor for a sick loved one. Or you may have been the water fountain for their business. Last but not least, you may have been the test of their own faith to see if they were ready to elevate. See, the enemy, while trying to block your blessing, may have blocked their own. That's why it's careful to always think about how you treat others, because you never know when you may be in the presence of one of God's angels. So, if you are the enemy, or if you are having trouble with your enemies, come to Jesus today. Talk to him, pray about it, meditate on his word, and he will give you the answers that you need. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Have a magnamazing day, be legendary, and our purpose is your blessing.